Hello, welcome back to our playoff recaps, where we recap each night of playoffs in the shows area for baseball and or softball, depending on how much is being played on whichever night. We're going to start with Florence, go in order of how they played today. Start with Florence and softball earlier today. This area started at Austin at 10 this morning. Austin and James Clemens had a hot start. JC led 4-0 after one. Austin tied it in the bottom of the first. So after the first inning, it was tied at 4. James Clemens led 8-4 after the second inning. Austin got back in it, wound up winning 11-10. They were down 10-6 in the fifth, tied it, and then scored one in the bottom of the sixth to win 11-10. So Austin will play Florence. Would play Florence later on the day after Florence beat Bob Jones. Florence had to come back a little bit. They were down 3 after the first. They tied in the second, and then went ahead in the bottom of the third, 5-3. And then over the next few innings, they would score 3, 4, and 2 to win it in 6 innings. By runner on Bob Jones, a couple of standouts from this game: Kendall Guthrie, 3 RBIs, 1 for 3 at the plate, a run and a home run. Tylee Hampton passed 100 strikeouts on the season, had 104 at the end of the game. So that is a new skill record according to the Facebook page for Florence softball, and they can check that in the next couple of days to know for sure. But 104 strikeouts at any level is impressive. We know we have a few girls in this area that can spin the ball, pitch the ball really well, and get strikeouts at a high rate. She's one of them. Sarah Bryant also had 3 walks at the plate, so very effective day for Florence in the first game. So the two losers, Bob Jones and James Clemens, advance to tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. to start the elimination game. And then Florence and Austin will play. We'll start with the obvious here. Florence was 0-2 versus Austin on the season so far. Hadn't beat them yet. That's one of the reasons that Austin hosted area. They were 6-0 in area play, and Austin was 4-2, I think, area play, and Florence was 4-2. But Florence lost head to head, so Austin got the host area. So this game, Austin led 4-1, going in the bottom of the fourth. Florence got 2 in the bottom of the fourth, and then 1 in the fifth to get within 1, and 1 in the seventh to walk it off. In the bottom of the fourth, M.K. Hawkins had a home run to start the comeback. Kendall Guthrie, who had the home run in the first game, was pitched game 2 and went all eight innings, 3 walks, 3 earned runs, 4 runs total, but three earned. So she had an unearned run. Didn't matter in the end though. Allowed 7 hits, so the defense helped her throughout the game. And then Michaela Brown had the walk-off sac fly. It was a traditional baseball, softball style comeback. Don't try to do too much. Find a way on base. Had a double, then a single to advance the lead runner to third. So had runners on corners with no outs and a sac fly RBI to center field to get the win. And with that win, Florence is now in regionals for the first time since 2014, where they lost to the state champion and state runner-up at regionals in the Q1 and Q2 games. I think it was third place maybe in the state. Also, it was state champion and the third place in the state. They lost in the Q1 and Q2 games, which if you know what that means, they got to the winner bracket final, and then they got to the loser bracket final also, lost both of those, and the season was over. So Florence has already had a historic school year with the boys basketball getting to state. Softball has never been to state. That's Florence High School. We can check Bradshaw and Coffey's records to see if they ever made state. Or if you may know who's watching this, let us know, reach out. And so Florence will play at regionals on it's Tuesday, Wednesday, I know that. Pull the schedule up here. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, they'll play at 9 a.m. for game 1 at regionals, but May the 6th and 7th. So they'll play May 6th, 9 a.m. at the Florence Sports Splits. Florence will play in regionals, and then if they win that game, they will play at 9 a.m. on Wednesday, May 7th, for a chance to go to state. If they lose that first game, they'll play at 1:45 on that Tuesday to stay alive to get to Wednesday. So regional is very simple. Basically, you win one game on day one, you get day two. So Florence head to regionals. They will play tomorrow at 12, or at 2 and 4. Can't remember off the top of my head right now, but they'll play tomorrow at 2 and 4. Check that. 12 and 2, my bad. 12 o'clock, Florence versus the winner of Austin versus the Bobby Jones James Clemens winner. They'll play at Florence plays at 12, and then if they lose that game at 12, they'll play again at 2 for area championship. Florence needs one win to win the area. Whoever Florence plays will need to beat Florence twice back-to-back to win the area. But regardless, Florence will be at regionals as the 1 or 2 seed. Area championship just means the 1 or 2 seed. Like in basketball, for regionals, 1 or 2 seed. For 7A, for 1 through 6A, it just means the 1 2 seed as who hosts and who travels for sub-regionals. So moving on to Deshler, take a little bit of a break here so you might want to scroll through. At the 6-minute mark, we start Deshler. And with Deshler, it's a very impressive playoff run so far and a very impressive month as well. We'll get into more of that later, but first off, go through the games real quick. Game 1, Price Thornton no-hitter, is a very dramatic game, jokingly. 1-0 final. Deshler scores in the bottom of the first, and then basically nothing from there. Camden Fuller had the long run of the game. He was 3 for 3 at the plate and had 3 of the 4 Deshler hits. So Deshler only had 4 hits and won this game with a no-hitter from Price Thornton. And with that, they led the series 1-0. Game 2, they did not start Garrett Reed, which I thought was kind of strange and odd. But when you think ahead, he might have been the Game 3 starter had they needed a Game 3. So Jacob Alexander got the start. He had 7 strikeouts over the 5 innings complete game. Because of the run rule, allowed 1 hit, 2 walks. So very dominant pitching from Deshler today and last weekend. Only allowed 1 hit over 12 innings. Brady McKinney, though, is the star of this game in our opinion. 2 for 2, 3 RBIs, a home run, and a triple. His home run capped the 9-run 4th inning. And we have that rundown of that 4th inning right here. 4th inning, 9 runs. They had a triple, RBI single, walk, RBI walk, fielder's choice RBI, 2 RBI double, a walk, and then a 3-run homer by Brady McKinney to put them up 10-0. And they get the run rule victory. And then they had back-to-back strikeouts at the end of the inning. But that's whatever. So Deshler, like we said, has been on a dominant run this month in the last couple of weeks. This is their first time in the 3rd round back-to-back years since 98 to 01. They went 4 straight years, 98, 99, 2000, 2001. And in 98, 99, they made the semis. And in 01, they made the semis. So that four-year run, 3 of them, they were in the semis. And also the historical content, somebody pointed this out to us, Deshler's not allowed to run this in the playoffs yet over the 14 innings they've played. No, 24 innings, my bad. 24 innings, no runs. That's great and all, but let's go deeper with that. No runs in 25 straight innings. That goes back to the Loretta game before playoffs. Loretta scored in 3 of the innings and didn't score in the 7th. So you go back to the playoff start, go back to Loretta, add that 7th inning of 25 straight scoreless innings. 6 of their last 7 games have been shutouts. And then they've allowed runs in 5 of their last 59 innings against Loretta, Rogers, and Brooks. So very dominant pitching from Deshler, like it's been all year. The 1-2 punch at the top, Price Thornton, Garrett Reed. However, Garrett didn't throw this series, so depending on when they play semis, that might be good for them as far as going forward. For the semis, they will be on the road at either Haleville or Madison County. That series is tomorrow, and they'll play 2 tomorrow, and then hopefully they'll have a winner tomorrow. If they don't, Game 3 possibly Monday at Haleville, and then that series for Deshler versus that winner could be either, I would guess, Thursday, Friday, Saturday next weekend. There's some weather supposed to come in next weekend, like always, but you never know how all it's going to shake out. The 4A championship series is Tuesday and Wednesday this year. So if you want to count ahead days, 3 days rest for the most pitches allowed. So it's like day 1, day 2, day 3, then he can throw again. So like Price Thornton, if he throws his full complement of pitches tonight, he cannot throw in a game for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So he can't throw Tuesday if our math is right on that. And then same with Jacob Alexander. If he throws his full complement of pitches, he cannot throw for 4 days technically. If you count off 4 days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So Deshler in the third round. Central moved to tomorrow, 2 and 5 o'clock. Mars Hill tomorrow at 1 and 3 at Westminster Oak Mountain, which is in Birmingham. And then that's all the baseball tomorrow. Softball tomorrow has all been moved to Monday, except for Mars Hill. We are assuming Mars Hill is still playing the area tournament tomorrow, getting it started at 10 a.m. at Mars Hill. That will do it for us. We'll be live tomorrow night with baseball recap and whatever softball is played tomorrow. If there's any softball played, we'll post this to YouTube as well. So if you don't see it on Facebook, you can see it on YouTube, or to go back, share it, whatever. We will see y'all tomorrow night.